A few words about Noah Land, a Turkish film, remarkable, like so many works coming from that country. Nuri bin Ceylan, I'm sure I mispronounced it, but phenomenal filmmaker. Surely one of my favorites. Three Monkeys, Winter's Sleep, and in fact, the actor that has the leading role of the father in this motion picture about superstition, about religion, about love, conflict, divorce, father and son relationships, villagers, medieval habits, and so much more. So the father has been central to the Palme d'Or winner of a few years back, Nuri bin Ceylan. This is a different filmmaker. I don't recollect his name. I don't know him or her. In fact, I'm not sure if we're talking of a female or male director. So the father wants to be buried near the Noah tree. And from here, there's a whole calamity in some ways. They return to the village, father and son, and those in the community confront them. How can you? What are you talking about? Yeah, but I have a deed. I have the title, property, and the trees. Don't even mention that. There's already clear sign of upcoming violence, like Chekhov said. If there's a gun that is mentioned or shown in the first act, well, it has to be used by the end of the play. So this conflict will be amplified. The very next day, if I'm not wrong, when they go out, they find feces on the steps of the house in this village, and then they will be attacked with stones thrown at the house through the windows that could kill them. And indeed, I will not say what happens, but it's not clear that this is not going to lead to murder. The idea is that even the more educated, and not many are in this part of the world, I mean, in the countryside, and we're not talking Turkey with its peculiar Erdogan, voted, by the way, by majorities, and that tells you about how much people can think. In the majority, I mean, they have intellectuals that are beyond anything anywhere in the world. I was just mentioning filmmakers. But alas, that's what happens everywhere. You have a minority of people that are able to think. Supposedly you have wisdom of the crowds, but Erdogan, Trump until Saturday, when fortunately he was fired. So and when you look up the electoral map of the U.S., it was red. People vote Democrat and with Biden in urban areas. Those with fewer people, like in this Noah land, have an old-fashioned, passé, quite often almost medieval mentality, if you ask me, and that's my opinion. So even the school teacher, though, comes to the son and says, it's the tree that gave me a child. So that's what she believes. There's a whole tradition and superstition surrounding this Noah land and the Noah tree, which, by the way, the son dreams he will burn. He puts gasoline on it and it sets it on fire in the dream. And the local imam has a story. When he came, or a little after he came, he mentions, he talks about superstition and the fact that Noah has not been here, and this is just, I don't know if you use the word nonsense, but it's not in the Quran anyway. I think that's what he's saying. And therefore, people of the village would not allow their children to go to this educational classes he organized. I don't know if they were Quran classes. Anyway, so they reacted to that, and he was ostracized in some ways for that. Meanwhile, we have other issues. The wife of the son is pregnant, advanced pregnancy, and she comes over and they talk about the child, about the future, about him asking for custody. She's asking to stop his lawyer from advancing with that. She even mentions that the lawyer has her eye on him. She fancies him, something like that. And the atmosphere is heavy, but a mesmerizing filming. The actors are wonderful. The dog is excellent. There's a pure breed dog they find around there. And it all makes for a very impressive motion picture.